But you are allowed to deport under the Alien Enemies Act.
Correct.
Someone who is part of a recognized terrorist organization, which MS-13 is pretty close to a terrorist organization.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, you're bending all these words.
And he's not an American citizen. We got to acknowledge that.
No, absolutely
right?
not.
So that's important.
But he wasn't here illegally either.
No, he was.
Illegally.
Yeah, the Maryland man. As long as we're not talking about two different cases.
We're talking about Garcia.
Yes, he was an illegal immigrant to the country.
I thought he was waiting for asylum.
Well, you could be illegal waiting for asylum.
I see. So so they could deport him.
Bill Maher brought on Charlie Kirk onto his podcast, the Club Random Podcast. And although Bill Maher has been coming around recently and really going after the woke cult and doing things that really piss off the woke cult, which is to my enjoyment, this episode right here, as you could probably assume, has a lot of different disagreements between Charlie Kirk and Bill Maher. And there is one specific clip that I'm going to play for you right here where Charlie Kirk really hardcore educated Bill Maher and shut him down for his woke talking point, for his woke standpoint on this specific topic. Let's get into this clip here where Bill Maher gets destroyed by Charlie Kirk on his own show, the Club Random Podcast.
No, we shouldn't make it easier. That's crazy.
Where they had drug injection sites, basically.
Yeah,
right?
That's so sad.
No, I know, but that was a public policy position of Seattle, Portland, and San Francisco.
That's the low-lying fruit for you right-wing.
No, that's a question.
No, but isn't it?
I want to create.
It's the low-lying fruit. It's like no.
Sure, it's a
right.
It's a boundary. I want to create a boundary.
And you're right. I mean, again, I'm for picking that fruit too. It's silly to help drug addicts be drug addicts and keep them on the street. It's stupid to keep homeless on the street.
Oh, I totally agree.
There's another way. Liberals are different than the woke. The liberal thing forever was, for compassion's sake, get them off the street. That's not the woke version. Their version is they're an endangered species. Don't touch them in their natural habitat, living under a bridge.
Let them defecate. Let them do whatever they want.
It's their thing. And, I mean, there should be nothing more basic than a government claiming the streets. The streets are for the citizens. Then it's not to live in. Build a barracks. I mean, why are these things, maybe you can answer that, why are these kind of things so difficult? You think, such common sense. Build a fucking barracks. I know homeless people say they don't want to live there. You don't have a choice. Oh, we'll get robbed there. Hire security. It's pennies on the dollar. Why is it so difficult? I feel like...
Get robbed. Get robbed for what? You're homeless. Like, what could you possibly have? Like, I mean, I guess you could have like a phone or something, but come on, like, really, that's your worry, is getting robbed? You don't have much to lose. But the reason why, like, Bill Maher is making a great point here, and Charlie Kirk agrees, and so do I, in that it is so ridiculous that we can't even acknowledge basic things such as we should get the homeless off the streets, because it just makes life less enjoyable for the rest of us. I don't care if they want to be there or not, get them the hell out of there. Nobody wants to be around that. And we can't even agree with that with the woke left. And the reason is because there's this woke Olympics going on. And there's a lot of people who are on, left-wing YouTube, who are left-wing media personalities who play into this woke Olympics. Bill Maher, thankfully, is not one of them. At least he's not anymore one of them. But there's a ton of people who do play into this. And that's the reason why we can't really do anything about it, because they're stuck in this woke Olympic cycle where it's like every single topic that comes up, they have to come up with this new and improved woke take on the thing. And with the homeless thing, the new and improved woke take thing, and if you don't, either have this take or one up it with something else, you're not woke enough and you're shunned from the group, is that we shouldn't touch them. We should let them be homeless if they want to be homeless, because that's what they want to do. That's absolutely ridiculous. I find it ridiculous. Bill Maher finds it ridiculous, and obviously Charlie Kirk does as well.
I, with no real knowledge of this field, could do it. If I had people who would carry out I would say, okay, get me specs. I want to see where a place we could build it. I want to see what the barracks looks like. I want to see who works there. Is it really in the toilets, whatever? And somebody must be, Mitt Romney, somebody who did the Olympics, somebody who could come in and
we know how to clean up the streets. I mean, Gavin Newsom cleaned up the streets of San Francisco when Xi Jinping showed up. I mean, it's just an act of the will. They don't want to do it.
Right, like when they get the whores off the street, when the mayor is like doing one of those cleanup.
Or like when the MLB All-Star game goes to Seattle, all of a sudden it's America's cleanest city.
Right. So you're saying if we can do it that one day.
Well, I'm saying it's an act of the will. It's all that it is. And look, woke, I won't even say left, woke philosophy is they don't really believe in private property. And at its core, why shouldn't someone be able to defecate on the side of the street? Who are you to judge?
Well, that's not woke. Yes, maybe.
I'm saying woke, not even liberal.
Right.
I'm making that distinction, which I think is a fair distinction.
That's another reason. Another one we can add to the list of woke is not liberal.
No, and I think left versus liberal or woke versus liberal is an important distinction.
Right.
I will say what makes you different is few liberals stand up to the woke. And few liberals are willing to stand up to woke.
Absolutely. And few conservatives stand up to Trump.
Fair enough. I mean, you can stand up or disagree, but I guess you could say the question, is Trump, woke is an ideology. Is Trump an ideology? I mean, he's a person. MAGA is an ideology. But I mean, I disagree with Trump on a lot of stuff. Good. I mean, I don't think we should go to war with Iran. I think that'd be a big mistake. Also, when you get to, we're going to send homegrown American citizens to foreign prisons. Oh, so the thing he said, you mean? Homegrown. To Bukele. Americans. No, and if he were to do that, I wouldn't support it. Great. But I think that is a one-liner that he gave to Bukele. I think that is, you met the man. Yes. Do you think he actually believes that? Like he would do that? It's worse if he does or would. It's still horrible that an American president would say that. Look me in the eye and tell me if Obama had said that, what your reaction would be. Wouldn't like it. Wouldn't like it. I think it would be a little more vitriolic than that. We'd be apoplectic. Upset. Okay. I'm finding out how honest.
But Charlie Kirk did admit that he didn't like it when Trump said it. He just, at the same time, he doesn't feel that emotionally charged about it because Charlie doesn't feel like Donald Trump would actually do that. I think Donald Trump, he's not as calculated as these other politicians with his speech. With his actions and the things that he does, I think he's pretty damn calculated and a genius. But when it comes to him speaking, he's not as calculated as everybody else is. Everybody else is running things through an algorithm in their brain, like what's going to happen if I say this and 7 moves down the line, and that's why they're not as likable as Donald Trump. Whereas Donald Trump's just like, I feel like saying this, I'm just going to say it. Crooked Hillary. It's like, it comes out and it's so authentic, and it might get him some trouble sometimes. He might say some things that he doesn't completely mean at times, but it gets him votes. It wins him elections, so I'll take the good with the bad there. I will somewhat agree with what Bill Maher said as well, where he said that, there's a lot of liberals, most 99% of liberals out there will not stand up to the woke part. If you want to make the distinction, you can make the distinction, whatever. Play those little word games. I don't care. But most of them, they won't stand up to the woke cult. And because when they do, they get shunned, right? They have people like, let's say, Joe Rogan, for example. I would say he's more of a liberal, definitely more of a liberal than a conservative. And he stood up to the woke cult on a few things back in 2020, and look where he is now. He's an alt-righter, he's literally a Nazi, is what they call him. And Russell Brand's another one. He got shunned from the woke cult, from the left wing for standing up to the woke cult. There's many examples. Anna Kasparian, she's kind of in that camp now, and now Bill Maher, because he's going to meet with Donald Trump, and he's not completely just being the same way that everybody else is towards him on the left. Now he's getting kicked out of the woke cult. Now he's getting kicked out of the woke left. And I will agree that there's a lot of Republicans who aren't willing to stand up to Donald Trump. 100%. There's a lot of Republicans who just suck off every single little thing that Donald Trump does or says. He can do no wrong. Any single time I criticize him in one of my videos, people lose their minds in the comments. If I say that he's getting outpaced by not just the Obama administration, but also by the Biden administration for deportations, and that's a problem, everybody loses their minds. Like, give him more time, give him more time. Man, it's been months. How much time does he need? He only has 4 years max. So, how much time does he need? It's confusing to me. I will say that the left wing is obviously a million times worse, but Bill Maher is not completely wrong in that there's a lot of Republicans who are not willing to stand up to Trump.
You are, Charlie, and so far I think you're doing good, and I hope I'm doing good with you. Because if we don't have the honesty, we can't really,
Look, but to be fair to the whole, topic in general, the outrage around deportations, as we've seen, these last couple of weeks, is like the American people voted for it. It's perfectly legal.
Well, they didn't vote for.
They did vote for mass deportations.
People without any. I mean,
so you mean that Maryland case is what you're talking about, right?
The guy who they
the MS-13 member.
Well, there's no evidence that they did not present evidence. I mean, I don't really want to get into the weeds on this one because I got to do it on my show Friday, but the Supreme Court, I guess we have to get into the weeds.
There's even new evidence in the last couple of hours that I don't. You lead the conversation. You tell me how deep you want to go on it.
None.
Okay.
I mean, but I hope that if it comes to light, let me button it up this way. I hope that if it does come to light, that there really is no evidence that this guy was a gang member, that he got swept up, which is very understandable. That when you do a sweep, when you're doing big things, yes, nothing is going to go perfect. But if it does come to light, I would hope that some Republicans have the spine to say, yeah, that's not right. This guy should not be there. I mean, the Bill of Rights, it's pretty clear that you can't just disappear people without any sort of trial.
Well, but sorry to interrupt.
And deportation is not the same thing as sending someone to a prison.
But you are allowed to deport under the Alien Enemies Act.
Correct.
Someone who is part of a recognized terrorist organization, which MS-13 is pretty close to a terrorist organization.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, you're bending all these words.
And he's not an American citizen. We got to acknowledge that.
No, absolutely
right?
not.
So that's important.
But he wasn't here illegally either.
No, he was.
Illegally.
Yeah, the Maryland man. As long as we're not talking about two different cases.
We're talking about Garcia.
Yes, he was an illegal immigrant to the country.
I thought he was waiting for asylum.
Well, you could be illegal waiting for asylum.
I see. So they could deport him. That's right.
Yes.
But we never did it, but to a prison.
It's an edge case. I acknowledge it's on the edge.
Okay,
but,
good.
No, but the edge is, so there's three ways you can deport people. It could be the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. It can be
used only 3 times.
That's fine, but hey, look, and you quote the First Amendment all the time. That's from 1787, right? So old things are important. No, I'm just saying, just because it's old.
That's been used more than 3 times.
Fair enough, but just because things are old doesn't mean, and I'm not saying you're using that talking point, but some people are trying to invalidate it just because it's old. Well, it's also
I appreciate what Charlie is doing here and trying to stay calm, trying to keep the conversation reasonable. We just kind of got Bill Maher on our side, so you don't want to go into Bill Maher's podcast and get super hostile with him and possibly push him away because, however you feel about Bill Maher, and look, you guys know I've been super critical of Bill Maher over the last couple of years. He's a valuable asset to have on our side if he is actually going to be on our side. So you don't want to just push him away, but Charlie did completely school him there. And, you could tell Bill Maher is not as educated on this as Charlie Kirk is. And Charlie Kirk just calmly, talked him through it and made him agree. And there's nothing you can really say to disagree with what Charlie Kirk was saying right there, because everything that he was stating is complete facts. And he obviously knew more about the situation than Bill Maher did. And I appreciate Charlie Kirk for going on Bill Maher's podcast and educating him like that. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about Charlie Kirk going on Bill Maher's podcast, the Club Random podcast, and really just educating him calmly, just shutting him down and telling him, here's why you're completely wrong about what Donald Trump is doing here. And it's just all facts that he stated, and Bill Maher had no response. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this whole Charlie Kirk versus Bill Maher situation.